Hey guys, it's Miharu. Should Spyro be older in the next game? So the idea for this video actually came while I was scrolling through Twitter. A couple people had noticed that the official Spyro the Dragon account retweeted a piece of fan art by artist Taran Fiddler, depicting their rendition of Nicholas Cole's version of adult Spyro. Now, before y'all start jumping on me and saying it doesn't mean anything, I never said it did. I'm just telling you what inspired me to make this video. But it is interesting to note either way, since it seems quite out of the ordinary for the official Twitter to go around retweeting very specific fan art at such a random time. And that's what the community is all about, picking up on what we see as strange and cryptic behavior. But whether it means anything or not, back to my initial question, should Spyro be older in the next game? Not necessarily an adult, just aged up. Some of you might really like the idea, as it's very reminiscent of the Legend series, which showed Spyro growing up throughout the course of the story. However, others may be opposed to this for the very same reason. As for me, while it's an interesting concept, I don't know if it'll work with a classic-styled Spyro game like the original trilogy, providing that's the direction they take. Not saying a time skip couldn't work, it just might be a bit jarring to suddenly be playing as an adult Spyro with no real explanation. And let's remember that one of the concept designs for Spyro was an adult dragon. There was a reason they opted to go with the smaller, cuter look we're all familiar with. The only way I can really see that happening is if they incorporate some sort of back and forth time travel aspect, something along the lines of Ocarina of Time. Or perhaps Spyro is sent into the future, or alternatively, adult Spyro is sent back into the past, and the two Spyros fight alongside each other to defeat a new evil. I don't know. While it would be fun to see, executing it is another thing altogether. The Purple Dragon is very much an ageless protagonist. Yes, you can argue his naivete in the first game made him appear younger, but from Ripto's Rage onward up until the reboot, he's pretty much forever 10, or 12. And whether that's due to the change in voice actor or not, it's clear that his personality at least developed over time. I guess it comes down to what kind of protagonists we prefer, or did prefer in our childhood. Those we saw ourselves in and like to watch grow as we ourselves did, or those who remain unchanged, essentially a palette for any new generation to project themselves onto. This also allows for anyone to pick up the series at any point and enjoy it without needing to get the full story. That said, if you don't care either way, then it doesn't really matter. Personally, it's never mattered all that much to me whether a character ages physically to show the passage of time, even though in some ways it places a generic label on them and may give the impression that nothing in their world ever changes and therefore the gameplay around them is doomed to repetition. I'm perfectly fine with Spyro being one of those characters who stays the same. Before we end off, I want to quickly discuss the difference between Nicholas Cole's adult Spyro and the one that was shown in the original Spyro 1 manual. Aside from the difference in design, the original one looking more like an elder, I'd like to point out the medal, signifying his accomplishments and everything he's done for the Dragon Worlds. It's possible that, at this point in his life, he's resigned from his hero duties and instead becomes a mentor to a new generation of dragons, and the story continues with them trying to follow in his footsteps and live up to his legacy. But what do you guys think? Should a future installment feature an older Spyro? How would you want him to be implemented? Leave a comment below and let me know. As always, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all my social medias, and I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.